Hey guys, coming at you today with one of my favorite keto dessert recipes that I've developed, a keto ice cream. Today's flavor, cookies and cream. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name's Alicia and I'm a sous chef with a sweet tooth. And here we make delicious pastries from my time as a pastry chef. And my goal is to make the best keto pastries possible. If you enjoy this content, hit the subscribe button. I'm coming at you every Saturday with a new keto dessert recipe. Today, one of my old favorites, but some different add-ins today. So I'm not gonna go through the process of making ice cream. I have 8 different ice cream recipes on my YouTube channel right now, but I wanna go through why I choose the ingredients I did. So I have heavy cream here and macadamia nut milk. The macadamia nut milk is 0 carbs for an entire cup. Now, heavy cream, you might think there's no carbs in it, but just because 1 tablespoon doesn't have any doesn't mean that if you have a whole cup of heavy cream, it doesn't have carbs. So in a whole cup of heavy cream, it's 6 grams of net carb, which still is not bad. But if you do the entire batch with heavy cream, that's over 12 carbs. So I cut it with my macadamia nut milk. And then because we're making a cookies and cream ice cream today, I'm doing my allulose, which if you know from my previous videos, this keeps it from getting too hard in the freezer. And it's just scoopable just like you would get a carton of regular ice cream at the grocery store. So it just hits all levels for me on texture, the sweetness, plus you can make whatever flavor you want. So allulose is going into my cream and milk mixture. And then because we're doing a cookie-based ice cream today, I'm using a little bit of golden Monkfruit Sweetener just to give it that deeper, richer flavor. If you use too much of this, it will make it hard though. So you gotta counterbalance it with the allulose. And then I have gelatin, which I did make a recipe without gelatin, but the texture wasn't as smooth and creamy. So I prefer to keep this in there. It is optional though. It's still good without it. So I'm blooming some in some of the milk mixture. Once that blooms, we're just gonna be adding it in here and heating it up. Okay, we are simmering here, so off the heat. And then we're using 2 egg yolks. Another thing that you can do if you want a richer, creamier ice cream, you use just egg yolks. So that's why I chose that for this particular ice cream. You can use 1 whole egg if you'd like, up to you. My egg yolks were sitting a little long in the bowl with nothing on top of them while I was getting ready to shoot. So they got kind of stuck to the bottom. But we're gonna be straining this through a strainer anyways, so it's not a big deal. Quite a bit of dried egg yolks in there. Still tastes fine because we strained all that out. And this is just a basic vanilla base. So I have somewhere, there it is, a tablespoon of vanilla extract. I want it very vanilla-y for our cookies and cream ice cream. All this is customizable. You can make any flavor, any extract you want. I'm gonna put this over an ice bath and get it into the refrigerator to cool while we get on to making some cookies and cookie fillings. Okay, now on to the fun part, our add-ins for this ice cream. I am using my keto chocolate sandwich cookie recipe, but 3/4 of the cookie recipe, I have some of it broken up into like decent sized chunks. We're gonna mix that with some Lily's semi-sweet chocolate, about 1.5 ounces, a 1/3 cup or so. As you can see, I've already melted this and it wasn't tempered, so I got some streaks on it, but it doesn't matter because we're just gonna be reheating it, mixing it with some cookies, laying it flat and breaking it up into chunks so that we have like chocolate chips, but they're chocolate cookie chips in our ice cream. And then I still have some Oreo cookies left, but as you can see, not many of them are full cookies. They were all cookies I had to test, so I was breaking pieces off. But we're gonna fill those with some buttercream filling. Now it's basically what Oreo filling is. I'm just not gonna add the gelatin that we added before because there's really no need for it. I've seen advertised on Facebook buttercream frosting that's keto in a jar. Super expensive, but it's super easy to make yourself. So just watch this video and you won't need to buy expensive jars of canned frosting. It's just 1/4 cup of butter and 1.5 cups of any powdered sweetener you have on hand. So super simple. The only thing that's different about the one in the jar is they add fiber and then just a little bit of vanilla extract. So we'll get on to melting some chocolate first. Okay, chocolate is melted. We're gonna add in our cookie crumbs. This is about 4 of my cookies from the recipe. We don't need them super coated. We just want them kind of lightly coated in chocolate. Switch to a spatula, get all that chocolate on top. You know, put it on some kind of plate to let set up. Break it into little pieces when we go to put it in our ice cream. Now while I was doing this, I was debating on what to put in our ice cream. I'm like, just chocolate chips, chocolate shard. How can I make it a little bit extra, of course, like always. And I thought this would be delicious. So we got all our cookies there covered in chocolate. I'm gonna set that aside for now. It'll harden and we can break it up and add it into our ice cream. Now, I'm making this because I ran out of my Oreo filling. If you saw my last video, I'll link it up there. Keto cookies and cream truffles. So I have 4 here that I want to fill, which is cream in our butter, adding the sugar, and a little bit of vanilla. Okay, accidentally put too much sweetener in, so no problem. Add in another 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm just gonna have a little bit extra frosting, which I'm sure I'll find a use for. Frost cupcakes, cake, cookie filling. There you go. Now, if you remember in the last recipe, we did a tablespoon of water with some bloom gelatin. That gave it the little bit of moisture it needed from the water. I always add a little bit of water to my buttercream frostings when I make cake. Don't really need the gelatin if you're not making the sandwich cookie so that it doesn't smush. Gelatin makes it a little bit stiffer. So just a couple tablespoons of water in here. There you go. Nice soft buttercream. Nice and spreadable on cake too. When I don't use all this for my cookies, I'll have it for something else. Filling up my piping bag with only some of this. Only filling 4 of my cookies. So I figured out the macros for this ice cream. It was not easy because I had to add, subtract, divide, multiply. So I'm using 3/4 of my cookie and 1/3 of the filling in the macros. But it is 21 grams of net carbs for the whole batch of ice cream. I'm gonna fill these guys. I got 4 that are whole, so I'm filling the 4 whole ones. And then I have some halfers that we're just gonna piece together. We're chopping this up to go in ice cream anyways, so it doesn't matter. We're going to be popping these into the freezer because we want to be able to chop them and them to stay solid so that we have good chunks in our ice cream. And that's it for that. We just got to wait for our ice cream base to cool and then we can churn some ice cream and add our add-ins. Yay. Okay, pulled my ice cream base out of the refrigerator. It's down to about 42 degrees, which is what you want. If you don't want to do this ice bath method, you can just put plastic wrap right down on top and refrigerate it for about 8 hours. You do the ice bath, you want to make sure you don't have any water on the bottom of your bowl. You don't want that in your ice cream. Got my ice cream bowl all set up here. I'm going to turn it on and pour this in. We'll let this go for a while and then we'll be back to break up our cookies and chop up our Oreos. Okay, hopefully you can hear me over the churning. We're almost there. So I want to break up our cookies into bite-sized chunks. It's gonna be so good. Now when figuring out what video I was gonna shoot, I really wanted ice cream, so that's why I chose an ice cream video. But I was debating on between this and caramel brownie chunk ice cream. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite ice cream is, and if I haven't made a video, I might make a video out of it. There are so many choices. I ultimately gave my boyfriend the decision. Those look good. Be nice little chunks. I'm gonna try one now. Oh yeah. Less boring than chocolate chips, right? But if you just want to throw in chocolate chips, feel free. This is just a little extra. Now, hopefully our Oreos are frozen. I probably should have started with that, but we'll see. We gotta chop them up, and then we're gonna put them right back into the freezer until we're ready to add them into our ice cream. I'd like the cream to stay in there, but it doesn't look like that's happening. Might not need all these chunks either. I've not made this recipe. This was just an idea that I had. I really wanted to make some cookies and cream ice cream. So I'm going to pop these back in the freezer, and then I'm going to get our frozen bowl that is chilling in there. Scoop this ice cream into. Okay, I got our bowl. I'm going to add in our chocolate cookies. Smush them down a little bit. Get them all incorporated. It's pretty frozen, so I'm going to take this guy out. Got our Oreo cookies chopped up, ready to layer in here. Start with a little bit in the bottom of the bowl. Make sure we have some cookie chunks in there, which it looks like we do. Put this down on my lid so we don't waste any of our ice cream. Okay, we got a nice layer and it's not melting because our bowl was frozen. Sprinkle in some of our cookie chunks, some of the dust stuff too. It'll be really hard to wait for this to freeze. I like using a metal spoon to get out of the ice cream maker. You can get down there and real scrape it up. Spread out another layer. Layer of cookies. Yeah, we're gonna use them all. And the last of our Oreo cookies. So good. Right off of here. You want to get all the ice cream. There it is, our delicious bowl of cookies and cream ice cream. Oh, can't wait for this to set and for me to try some. So excited. So this whole bowl is 21 grams of net carbs. So I believe this is a 5 or 6 cup bowl. Into the freezer we go, and back soon to scoop some. We're back. It's been like 4 hours and we get to scoop our ice cream now. I can't wait. It looks so good. Could have sat a little longer in the freezer. Wah, wah. But it looks delicious. I'm not going to eat too much because we're about to make dinner here. But it looks so good. Chunk in there. That is delicious. Chocolate covered cookies, crunchy, sweet, chocolatey. It is an awesome keto ice cream that I would choose over store-bought any day. I gotta stop. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please hit the subscribe button down there. Hit the thumbs up and share with your friends and family. And I'll be back with many more keto dessert recipes. Bye guys.